Hello, myself Sonal Ramkrishna here. Basically, we are discussing one of the topic that is city creation. City creation, basically, we are discussing one of the topic that is future creation. In future creation, basically, we are discussing about vitamins, and we basically are discussing this also basically. That is IIT groups, IIM groups, and the group basically. And that person basically which is going, that is the Third World War data. That person basically which is going, he is basically the missile basically which is going to dump to this particular area, that is this city, and that will be the time basically, and this many area is going to get blast. So today basically we are starting with this topic basically, that is that person basically which is going, that is Third World War data, and that person basically which is going, that is going to blast the missile to particular area, which data is corrected, that person basically which is going, and that missile is going to blast to particular area after certain level of time basically. So today basically we are starting with this topic. So Jai Shri Ram and Jai Hanuman basically. Today is Saturday basically, and today is my fast, that is Upvas. So the today's topic is the very dangerous topic, that is one of the person told that basically, yeah, why basically you required money. One of the person told that basically, one of the businessman actually told, because businessman means basically without any faida, that is without any profit, they basically don't give anything. So one of the person told that first basically you think of yourself basically. So money required for you basically. That is one thing. Then basically he told that money basically required for your family if you are married. If your marriage basically happens, then basically money required for your next family generation if child will happen basically. Because sometimes basically if the person is basically married basically, then also basically he child basically doesn't happen. Why? There might be some reason basically. And then basically who allocates this 3 basically, that is this 3, that is allocated by whom? The blood group owner. That is 22 types of blood group owner basically are there. 22 blood groups owners are there. So one of the businessmen basically, one of the Pandit basically, one of the Maulana, one of the church basically father asked basically, why you required money basically? Then he told that basically for my purpose basically, my expense basically. Then after time basically he started earning little bit money. Then basically he told that basically, yeah, I want to do marriage. So for that basically family basically is going to start. So for marriage basically required money. Then basically he told that basically I got the marriage, but I am basically want to have the child basically. So for child basically he required the marriage, money basically. Then basically he told that basically, that means child basically. And if he basically is medical industry, medical group basically, medical everything basically is correct basically, then basically he will have the child basically. Otherwise basically, for example, in first marriage basically something basically happened, and first marriage group basically done basically something basically is medical basically problem basically happened, and that people basically are very rich people basically. Just taking as an example basically. So what this rich people basically will do, that this person basically if he will do the second marriage, and that time basically if they will, the second person basically, the second girl will track that basically this person is basically having some medical problem basically, that is what the first marriage group basically has done the generation end of that particular person basically. They told that basically if you will not if you will basically will do divorce basically, then basically will end your generation. So basically what they have done, they have done the laser operation basically of the sperm basically. That means he will never have the child basically. He will never have the child basically. That is basically called that is basically what called, that is called generation end basically. That is in Hindi basically it is called nasbandi basically. So we will see basically what actually English word of Nazbandi is. So we will take this basically. Or basically we will take this.
Sterilization. Vandhikara.
Vandhikaran basically. That is also basically one, but this word basically are more used.
Vasectomy. Nasbandi. Vasectomy.
Vasectomy. This is basically more popular word basically in English. And Russia basically we will see that also basically. Because Jai Shri Ram basically I told basically, that's why.
Vasectomia. Vasectomia.
And Jai Hanuman also I told.
Vasectomia.
See basically Russia.
Vasectomia. 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 Vasectomy. Vasectomia. 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 Vasectomia.
And today basically how many earthquake basically happened? That also we will see.
Vasectomia. 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 Vasectomy.
So see basically earthquake. So one of the person told that this is the story basically. So one of the person told that basically rich people basically can do anything basically. That person basically assume that basically that I will tell one story. That person basically assume that that person basically got generation end, and the first family basically thought that basically if he will do the second marriage, basically, then basically the second marriage girl will basically track that basically that this person basically has done the Nazbandi. Sorry, we basically have first marriage group basically has done the Nazbandi. So like this basically this can be tracked basically. So they thought that basically if he will end his generation end basically that would be good. So they basically done his Nazbandi, and then basically they told that basically the divorce is done. That is in Hindi basically that is called ho gaya. So one of the person told that the Nazbandi is done basically. Now the things is basically that his generation is ended basically. Now basically if you use his sperm basically, then basically it's kuch kaam ka nahi hai sperm, because his next generation is ended basically by the first marriage group. So for second marriage group basically told that basically basically if the things basically is like that basically if our generation will not go, then there is no meaning of marriage basically. But this will be tracked basically. This will come in front of the world basically that his generation basically is ended by the first marriage rich people basically. By the rich people basically the generation is ended basically. So it will spoil the name of the rich people. It will spoil the name of the rich people. So they thought that basically if we will end his basically if we will kill him basically, then it would be good. So what they have done basically, they basically sent that person to the Dubai basically, and Dubai group basically, that were basically the Indian group basically, they basically do anything basically for money. So they basically killed that particular person in Dubai basically. So like this basically the generation ended of that particular person basically. They literally, this is real story basically, they basically killed. This is not my story basically because I exist basically here. This is not my story basically. In Dubai basically that person basically was died.